Hello YouTube, it is Toy Adventures here again with another figure review, and today I am taking a look at really the first of its kind on this channel. I am not a reviewer of this in any sense of the word. This is going to be my first type of this review, and I really I don't know how to do these kind of reviews, so this is going to be my first attempt, so I thought I'd start out with something really easy. Guys, today we are taking a look at the Bandai entry grade RX-78-2 Gundam. So this is the entry grade. Basically, what Gunpla is model kits based off of the robots. They're called mobile suits. They're piloted mechs. You'd have a pilot right there in the chest. They're just like the original piloted mech, what we would call real robot. So super robot is something like Voltron, or like those robots with crazy superpowers that combine and stuff, and sometimes they're a little sentient. Like I believe Transformers would also be considered super robot, whereas real robot like Gundam are a little bit more believable machines. They don't have crazy superpowers. They usually are regulated to weapons. So like they have like ammo and stuff. They have to rely on ammunition and fuel. They're like real robots. They're not super fantasy, crazy. Well, obviously they are still fantasy, but they're not like super powered. So that's what really drew me to these. Like I was into Halo before this, and Halo is heavily inspired by Gundam. So if you are a Halo fan, you will naturally really be susceptible to becoming a Gundam fan, because they're so similar in approaches. Obviously, Halo is not about giant mechs, but once you watch both series, you'll understand just how similar they actually are. So, getting on that tangent, Gunpla is the model kits that are based off of the robots and mechs from the various Gundam series. So Gunpla is kind of like the combination of Gundam and plastic model kits. So Gunpla. The beautiful thing about these model kits, some of you, younger ones may be thinking, oh, these model kits look cool, but I don't know how to paint, I don't know how to assemble stuff, I don't know how to glue, I don't have the patience, it's above my level. No, Gunpla is not like that. Gunpla comes modeled in the colors that the suit should be. The instructions are very straightforward, and you could be a beginner and easily build these kits so long as you can follow pictured instructions. The instructions are mostly in Japanese, but you don't even need to understand Japanese to build these. I don't understand a lick of Japanese, yet I can still manage to build even the more complicated kits. So you do not need to be afraid. Really, all you need to make this kit look just as good on the box is literally just these. These are what we call nippers. This is just what you need to cut them out of the little sprues, the runners, whatever you want to call them. You cut them out, you just pop them together. They snap together real nice and firm. These people know how to make model kits. They've been doing it for over 20 years. So this is their most recent entry grade, and I hear it is really nice for an entry grade. So an entry grade is going to be the most simple of the kits. It's going to go together super fast, and for this one you're still going to get a really nice Gundam figure of RX. So guys, you may know that I've just recently got into this Gundam hobby, and even though I just recently got into it, as you guys can see, I've sunk in pretty deep. I've got sunk pretty deep into this hobby. And I only recently got into it a few months ago. Just a few months ago. Just a few months ago, I didn't have any of these. Not a single one. So let this be an omen of just how addicting and easy it is to get sucked into this hobby. And these are all the ones I still gotta build. These have all yet to even be built yet. And you knew I wouldn't sink all that money into a hobby that wasn't fun. So that'd just be an element of just how addicting and awesome these model kits really are, and why I feel like I want to show you guys this. You know, I'm usually a Jurassic Park YouTuber. For those of you that came here from Gundam, I'm not usually a Gundam YouTuber. I'm usually a Jurassic Park YouTuber. So this is my first time steering away really far from the Jurassic Park kind of theme. So yeah. Let's go ahead and finally open this. So, well, actually, no. First, let's take a look at the box. That's usually what we do around here. By the way, if you guys felt like you guys liked this review and you saw something in my backlog, you know, the kits that I have to be built that you guys may want to see, or maybe you guys saw a kit that I already have on my shelf that you guys may want me to take a look at, I'm open to doing more of these reviews. I'd be very happy to take a hobby that I'm pouring so much money into and make a little bit of money back. So if any of those model kits interest you guys in the slightest, go ahead and let me know, and I'll definitely be happy to take a review of it, take a look at it for you guys, because I know I have a lot of interesting kits that a lot of people want. So anyway, that aside, let's go ahead and take a look at the box here. So this is a really nice box. This shows you the basics, the model kit that you will be building. This is the RX-78-2 Gundam, aka the first Gundam that you saw in Mobile Suit Gundam, the original anime. It just shows you how they come. They come on these colorful little plastic runners that have all the little parts on them, and you cut them out. Taking a look at the side, you just have all these warning labels. Bandai Hobby Site Satellite, entry grade. Taking a look back here, it just shows you kind of the basics of how it all comes together. You don't even need, really for this kit specifically, you don't even need these. You can honestly just rip these out with your bare hands. It's not advised, but you can. I'm gonna do the most basic cutout for you guys and just straight build it, not even add panel lining. So I'm not going to give you guys a full rundown on all the Gundam terms. You guys could watch a Gundam 101 video. There's a really good video by UC Gundam, or I believe his name is UC Gundam. He has like a really great video for beginners. So if you guys get interested in the hobby, you guys can go ahead and check out his video, how to start Gunpla, and he'll give you the basic rundown of everything you'll need to know. But basically, for me at least, when I build these, here's my, this is actually my first kit that I did, I believe, my first RX kit way back when I first started. Even back then, what I would do is I would add Panaline, which is black ink, into all the little detail grooves. That way it makes it stand out, it makes it look more detailed, more robotic. You can see all the panel lines and hatches and stuff. And then I would add water slide decals all over it to add detail, to really make these things stand out and look realistic. I'm not going to do that here. That's more once you build a few more kits, and at least if you know how to use water slides. So that's a little bit, you know, above just snap building. So this is the one kind of kit where I'm going to actually open it on camera so you guys can get an idea better of what this looks like. So they come in these little bags, and they come on these sprue sheets that have all these little different parts on them. And then you get your instruction manual. And these are very nicely labeled. Very easy to follow. You just kind of see, you just kind of like snap these two pieces out, clip them together. You cut out the head pieces, press it down, push this down, push this down. Super, super simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and build the head right here on camera in real time. I'll cut out all the pieces first and then show you how it all goes together. And then we'll kind of time-lapse build throughout the entire figure. And then I'll go over all of the articulation. I believe this is 1/44 scale. So this is about the same size as the figure I just showed you guys before. Well, let's go ahead and get the head built. All right, so you see right here, it says you want A1. So what you would do is you would find the sprue that has the little, see how they are numbered? This is A3, this is A1. You're gonna wanna cut out A1, piece 1. So you go to A1, and you find piece 1. And then all you do is you. See? Simple as that. There you go. Alright. Press this down. Take this. Push that in. Super simple. And then push that down. Just like that. We just assemble it the way it tells you to. Just put it on. And look at that. There's our head. Already assembled. Super simple, right? Super easy. So let's go ahead and just get the whole body snapped together just like that. Boom! As you guys can see, just built that right in front of all of you guys. And what we end up with is an awesome little figurine that looks just like the RX-78-2 Gundam. Now, there are several figures you're gonna find right now in your local Target. That's right. You can find this at a Target. You don't have to go to an online hobby shop. You don't have to go to an anime store. You don't have to go to any of those places. You can go to your local Target and find 3 different versions of RX-78-2. First, of course, you have your entry grade, and then you have the figure I showed off a little bit earlier. This is what's called the high grade. So you'll have the choice between the entry grade, the revive, and then this figure right here. This is the Gundam Universe RX by, I believe, Bandai and Tamashii Nations. This is not a model kit at all. This is just an action figure that you can buy. It comes fully built, just like an action figure. Unless you're super opposed to not wanting to build your figure at all, I would say stay away from this unless you really are dead set on not building it whatsoever, because this one I really feel like has the least, the worst proportions, the worst articulation easily, and the worst detail really, because there's no pan lining on it. You can detail up your revive so much better. So I would not suggest walking out with this unless you really just don't care, or you just don't really want to be bothered with building even the most simple of kits. Because this kit, while a little bit more complicated than him, is still fairly very simple and a great starting kit or entry kit. But if you really want to start from the bare bones, bare basic, this would be the route to go, especially for you younger ones, you younger fans. This might be a lot more your speed, just to at least ease you into it before you even attempt a high grade. I mean, it's not really that much of a risk. This is only $6, and this is only $10. So they're really not much of a risk. I would just much rather you build this first, get the idea, get the a little bit better handling on the reins of Gunpla, and then maybe take on something like this. For the older fans, this, you guys can probably just jump into this. It doesn't, it's not that much, not that risky. But this is good for, you know, younger fans really wanting to get into Gunpla, or just, you know, find the model kit cool. So this is it without any of the ink on it that would really highlight the details. Like I would put ink here in the sides right here and make them black like they are on this one on the head, and make the little chevrons on the face mask black. So other than that, let's go ahead and go over articulation, because that's where these Gunpla figures or model kits really shine, is articulation. So this is only a $6 action figure, cheaper than Mattel Humans from the Jurassic World line, cheaper than them. So let's go ahead and see just how much better this figure is articulation is than the Mattel Humans. So the head is on a ball joint. We get a ton of movement. Just look how far up that head can look. Let's get the lights better focused down on him. Focused, so the head can move up about that far, can look down about that far. Moving down here to the body, you have a crazy ab crunch that can go forward about that far and can go back about that far, so you can really have a leaning back. Moving here to the shoulder, you can push it up all the way to get that iconic last shooting pose. Well, iconic if you know Gundam, but otherwise you guys wouldn't understand. So his arm can go up about that high, which is super impressive. It can just fully up, move down about that far, fully down, and then you have about, I believe, there we go, fixed that. So the elbow right here has a really nice bend that can go completely flush right there with that surface. So you get plenty of arm bend. And then the wrist right here is on a ball joint, so you get plenty of movement. The bicep right here, up here, is also on a rotation, which is super cool. Plenty more articulation. Moving down here to the thigh, you get kicks up about this far. You can move this skirt piece up. And the cool thing is, you can disassemble this and cut the little piece that connects this skirt piece right here. These two skirt flaps, these two are connected, but you can cut it right there in the center and push this back on, and it will hold them in place and have two separately articulated skirt flaps. But for now, they are connected. So he can kick up about that far. Really nice kick. Goes back. Oh, there it goes. Pops off. You will have to get used to that. These figures do tend to, you know, come apart when you're moving them around. They're not as stable as action figures, but you will get so much more articulation out of them. So he kicks back that far. Really nice. For the leg here, you have double. I believe that is a double knee. Yeah, just about. This side doesn't really move that much, but you do get movement at the top and at the bottom, which does effectively make it a double knee bend. So that's awesome. And then down here you have a hinge right here at the top of the ankle and down here at the foot. So you can really get that thriller pose. He can't hold it, but he can definitely make the thriller pose. So you have a ton of articulation in this little figure to do all kinds of awesome action poses. I mean, for a figure to play with, this is going to keep you occupied for hours. I mean, this thing can hit so many poses. I really wish I had something like this when I was a kid, because even as a kid, I used to love articulated action figures. And for only $6, that's what I really can't get over. $6. You can have such an amazingly articulated figure. Just get some panel liner, which is super easy to find. I don't believe they sell it at Target, but on Amazon, just type in, here, let me go ahead and show you what I use. This is what I personally use. It is called panel liner accent color black. If you're gonna pursue Gunpla and build a lot more kits after this one, I highly, highly, highly recommend you guys buy this. This will really liven up your kits. It's not what I used on this. I used an actual, what's called a Gundam marker. It's basically just a Sharpie with paint in it that you run down the lines and then you clean it up. But I didn't know how to clean it up back then, so that's why this looks so dirty. So, yeah. I highly recommend this kit. Size scaling is really kind of pointless. These are like 1/44th scale figures, so quite a bit bigger than a Mattel human. I'll go ahead and get a Mattel human for scale. So this is like a 1/118th scale human figure, so they're just about a little bit bigger than them. So maybe just a little bit smaller than your average 6-inch figure, but bigger than most, all 1/118th scale figures. So right around that size range. Really nice to mass up because they're very easy to mass up in large quantities because they're so small and you can have so many of them. So that's why I love these. This is about the same size as your average high grade, so if you want to get into the high grade line, because the high grade lines are nice and cheap and affordable and easy to find. Master grades are going to run you up about 30 bucks. They're going to be very, very intricate kits. Very cool. They have like inner frames, which is like robotic kind of looking parts underneath the actual armor bits. So you build that up and then you put the armor bits on top. And then you have perfect grades, which are huge behemoths. Now, let me go ahead and compare this dude to a perfect grade. Because yes, I actually do have a perfect grade to show you guys. I was just going to go ahead and show you guys my perfect grade compared to this guy. But I thought, you know what? I have a master grade too. So we're going to compare all three main scales of Gundam. Now there also is something called the real grade, but those are also 1/44th, so those don't really count. So first, here is him compared with the master grade. So this is, move it up, how big master grades are. Master grades are what is called 1/100th scale. So quite huge, may I mind you. So this is what a master grade is. Cool thing about master grades is that the cockpit's open. So there you can see a tiny little human pilot inside. That's how big humans are compared to Gundam. That's why I had to scale them up so much for my Godzilla series, because they are actually not nearly as big as Godzilla. Not even close. Oh god, they're so much smaller. But anyway, there is what is called a master grade. Now, for the perfect grade, quite a bit bigger. Look at that Titan. So let's get the master grade out of here. He's just a little guest, just for a little size comparison. Now, yes, these are all the same character. Not all Gundams look alike. These are all the same Gundam. These are all RX. So, if you want to count these as characters, these are all the same characters, just different model kit versions of him. So, let's do a direct comparison. This is the most recent perfect grade, the perfect grade Unleashed. So this thing is a pure Titan. I believe it's about 18 inches tall, and yeah, this is quite literally the best RX-78 model kit you can buy. It's around around $300, and I did the full water slide decals, top coat, did everything on it to make it look pretty. But this is not his review, and do not ask me for a review on him, because he is going to be way too hard to try and review. Now I have to try and stabilize the camera again. Well, actually not really, because guys, this is the end of the review. That is all I had to say. I just wanted to show you guys this awesome, really cheap model kit that you could find at your local Target. Get it, build it, and have an awesome, super cool, super articulated little action figure that I know you guys would have a ton of fun with, just posing, playing with, doing whatever. This thing got you covered. It's nice and solid. Some of these kits are a little brittle, and you know, you might have to be a little gentle with. But this one, nope. You can get him on the action poses, have him block, get him doing some slides, get him doing all kinds of awesome poses, get him doing some ninja poses, have him crouching. Anything you guys want him to do, he can pretty much do it. And if not him, well, go ahead, go back to Target, spend just a little bit more money and just a little bit more time, and you'll get this guy. And let me tell you, if this guy can't do it, this one can. And your Target should have both of these guys. This is the high grade Revive, and this is the entry grade. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Toy Adventures, and thank you guys, actually, really thank you for watching, because I know not a lot of my fans are going to be actually watching this video. They don't care about Gundam. So if you guys are watching this, you're either the Gundam fans who are just now finding my channel, or the real ones, my real fans that will watch my videos no matter what. So if you guys are watching this and you guys usually watch my channel, you guys are the real ones. I love you guys, especially because you guys are even here to support my other hobbies, and I very much appreciate that. So you guys are the real ones. Thank you so much for watching, and this has been Toy Adventures. Before I say signing out, I just want to remind you guys, if you guys liked any of the model kits you saw in my backlog, let me know. Let me know, and I'll be happy to review another kit, because I like reviewing these. I love these model kits, and I'd be happy to show them more off. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Let's go ahead and get Perfect Grade back in here because he's cool. And yeah, peace. Gundam, Gundam.